Midnight on Earth podcast with your host, Jake Weaver. Engineered by Cedric Swan. Hey everybody, we are back with another episode of Midnight on Earth. I'm your host, Jake Weaver, and we're here to bring you more knowledge, more light, and more love. We have an incredible guest today. I'm very honored to have Sabrina DiNitto back on the show. If you remember, she was on in June. She talked about her experience in Egypt and her book. And now today she's going to be talking about Venus light technology. It's going to be a very amazing conversation, so stay tuned. But first, I need you to do something for me. Go to bluecobracbd.com. That is bluecobracbd.com. And there you will find Blue Cobra CBD oil, the highest quality CBD oil on the planet, period. There's nothing else that can even come close. Why? It is because the extraction method, how the CBD is extracted from the hemp flower, is a proprietary process. It was developed by a man named Howard Hitt, aka Big H, and he founded Blue Cobra CBD, and he created this method. It contains no chemicals, no solvents, no gases were used. Nothing unnatural. The hemp used is 100% Oregon-grown organic hemp. And in fact, everything about the product is 100% organic. There are 3 styles of Blue Cobra CBD. The maximum strength King Cobra, regular strength Little King Cobra, and Wild Thing CBD for pets. And we have a discount code which gets you free shipping on any order in the continental 48 United States. That is Big H, B-I-G, and the letter H. You put that in the discount code at checkout in that little box, and you get free shipping on any order. There's also a money-back guarantee. If you do not like the product for some reason, you get your money back, you get to keep the product, and if you had to pay shipping, you get that shipping money back as well. It's a win-win situation. I love Blue Cobra CBD oil. I've got to try test batches, experiment batches. I take it very regularly. Howard Hitt and his wife, Judy, they're incredible people. Howard's 76 years old. It's a small batch family-owned business. So check it out, people. Go there, get a bottle. Get something truly magical and unlike anything else out there. BlueCobracBD.com. That is BlueCobracBD.com. And when you're done with that, follow me on Instagram at midnight_on_earth. That is the address. You can follow me there. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you go to get your podcast, just click that button that connects us so you know exactly what is going on. When someone like Sabrina comes on the show, you get that notification instantly. And of course, tell a friend. Word of mouth is so huge. Tell a friend, tell someone that you know that loves these type of podcasts. Tell them they're your friends, your family, you know them well. Bring them here. midnightonearth.com. Okay, so we're going to talk to Sabrina, but first I have to read her bio. So here we go. Sabrina DiNitto listens with her inner senses to the realm beyond manifestation, moving between form and formlessness. She deepened her inner knowledge of cosmic ascension and enlightenment, soul embodiment, alchemy, cosmology, spiritual psychology for self-realization, alchemical healing, Egyptian and ancient mysteries, and Merkaba teachings, all of those things to access the world beyond thought and form. She works as a spiritual teacher and cosmic midwife of new consciousness. She practices ascension work, multidimensional soul alignment, soul breath work, incarnation work of divine light, inner child work, energy blueprint reading, and soul embodiment. Her own Venus light technology is one of the new light technologies she has developed in co-creation with creational light beings for the Cosmic Ascension Project. Sabrina works with adults and children to integrate the light into their hearts and bodies. She co-creates with many ascended masters and is initiated into the lineage of Thoth Hermes Trismegistus. Her innate gifts as a visionary run like a thread through her life and her work. Internationally, she travels to sacred places to activate and reveal their pristine blueprint. Sabrina holds a MA in Romance Literature, Linguistics, and Philology. She speaks Dutch, English, French, and Italian. Her workshops and trainings are given in English, French, and Dutch. She lives in Flanders, Belgium, where she teaches, guides, and writes, and she is here with us now. Sabrina, hello. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Jake. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's an honor to have you back. The last time you were on, it was amazing. I urge everyone that's listening now to go back and check that episode out if you want to hear about the mysteries of these sacred sites. It was an incredible episode. So glad you're back on.
I'm happy to be here too, Jake.
So there is something I want to ask you as we read your biography. Tell me about the creational light beings for the Cosmic Ascension Project. What is that?
Well, those are actually the Venus light beings that are creational beings of light. They don't really belong to the planet Venus or not specifically linked to our planet Venus. But they are more cosmic beings of light, and they are creational in the sense that they do contribute to the creation of this cosmos, to the keeping in harmonic resonance of this cosmos, of restoring the etheric fabric within this cosmos and within every soul that abides in this cosmos.
I'm sorry. Yes, so really they are the behind the scenes, truly creating the fabric of energy and reality itself.
They do rewirings of the fabric. They repair fabric. They produce fabric. So they are creational in essence. Yes.
Wow. And how did you first get in touch with these beings?
That's a good question. It was many years ago. I always had the whispering saying liquid light. And I always wondered what that was. And they never went away. And a couple of years ago, they presented themselves as veils of light. And I started to communicate with them. And it is so that we did a lot of work together also for me personally to prepare me for this work. And to come back to the Cosmic Ascension Project, they really desire to realign human beings as souls to what we are really here for, and that is to unfold our divine essence. We as a soul to unfold our divine essence, but also the earth to unfold her divine essence, and the cosmos like being to unfold her divine essence. So they are about unfoldment, blossoming, showing your light.
Wow. That's really powerful. I mean, that is what everything is made out of. If you break it all down, we're all made out of light and made out of the divine. And these beings are you could say, are the caretakers of that.
They are the caretakers of that. They nurture, they nourish, and they're very compassionate, also very straightforward and very powerful. Yes, indeed.
So what you're talking about today is Venus Light technology that you created with these beings.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I created it with these beings and also with the cosmic Buddha, which is cosmos-like being. So it is really about cosmic ascension. It is about how do we unfold ourselves, and to what extent are we cosmos and are we the I am present? So we unfold ourselves, but also cosmos unfolds. So it has quite a large bandwidth.
Wow, it's really powerful because, like you're saying, as you unfold, it ripples out into the universe, and the earth unfolds and the greater universe unfolds, and we move into a higher bandwidth, you would say, right? Like a higher frequency range?
Yes, we do. We move into a higher frequency range by doing so. And the more human beings reach this higher frequency, this entire segment of our cosmos raises its vibration. You know, the cosmos consists of different segments. You have the upper segments. I have a sketch of it in my book. The upper segments are really about divine verses, and the energy there is really high frequent. It's very potent. It's all blue sun energy, avatar energy on one side, and then you have these cosmic oceans where sacred geometry is created. So these energy frequencies are extremely high, and slowly they will descend, and our frequencies will raise, and we will come into a kind of unified field of consciousness, of cosmic consciousness.
Is that while we're still in material bodies, or as we get to that point, will we then ascend past matter?
I call this in several posts. I'm also on Instagram, and in several posts I wrote that we are transcending Lemurian dreams. And with that, I wanted to say that in Lemuria, you know, I have done so many regressions of myself being in Lemuria and other people, clients with which I work. When we were there, we were golden light and we levitated, and we had our body had a certain density, but it was so much different than the density that we have now. We have fallen really in lower vibration. But the thing is, where we are now, we have descended in lower vibrations, but it is also very positive, but because descension is ascension. So as we descended, we are able now to raise the frequencies in our physical bodies at even more higher levels. So we also transcend Lemurian dreams in the sense that we are now able to bring in the light in denser matter, and you know, even denser matter remains matter, and that matter remains divine because it's of the earth, it's of the cosmos. So there is no judgment there. It's not lesser or better. It's just we are able to divinize our matter. And in this way, we transcend what they did in Lemuria. Like Joshua said, you will do even better than I did. So
I
we transcend even that.
I believe that about humans. I love humans so much, and I see our potential, and I see us as these absolute loving light beings in these physical bodies, and I know that we can get there.
Yes. And the time is very good, because the frequencies on Earth are raising, dimensions are collapsing, we are becoming one slowly, we are becoming one field, and so our body is changing also. We are embodying more light, people are getting quite restless because as we embody more light, all this old biology needs to go. So people are getting quite restless. They're releasing, the earth is releasing, society is releasing, countries are releasing, which is a normal process. If we move to higher realms, we need to let go that what does not serve us anymore.
Yes, but will we still have some physical vehicle? Or will we just be like energy consciousness where we can choose to embody a light body as a conscious energy being, or we can choose to not? Do you think that is more the case?
I think that the constitution of the bodies, the density will gradually evolve with time and it will change. But still, your body is able to embody divine high birth energy, blue sun energy, or soul light energy. The only thing is that it requires you to evolve with it. Evolution is key. When I was working with the inside beings for my book, on several occasions they said, evolution is key. Evolution doesn't stop. Evolution keeps evolving. Cosmos keeps evolving. So that is very important. Our bodies will keep evolving, but that doesn't mean that we cannot embody our divine light right now.
Yes, we can. And that is what you're saying about the dissension process is embodying what that higher frequency is. As you get this knowledge, as you develop as a human being and you become more light oriented, then part of the dissension process, you're saying, is embodying that and being that.
Embodying your soul, embodying your light. Yes, indeed.
Wow. And that's what we're moving forward with as humans, you would say.
Yes, I would say that the dissension of your light is the ascension of your soul, because you ascend your denser matter into higher realms.
I want to focus on what you just said for a second there. That's so powerful. The dissension of your light is the ascension of your soul. It's a reciprocal process. That's so huge. What an incredible statement. It's beautiful. What about things like food? Like, do you think we'll evolve past a need for material consumption as we raise our frequency and become more light? We embody more light?
I think that we can indeed evolve towards already more lighter food, less consistent, and also to have periods where we don't need as much. And if someone wants really to live on prana, why not? There are so many people living on prana right now. So it is a possibility, and it will become more easier once our body and our energy contains more light, because then we have, direct nourishment anyhow.
Yeah, that makes sense. And is there an astrological component to all of this? Like these beings helping you create this, it's happening at this specific time. And there's other things that are happening from an astrological perspective. Is there a correlation from your perspective?
I don't look at it that much from an astrological point of view, as more a cosmological point of view, in the sense that it calls upon all moon grids and sun grids for a co-creation. And for me, in how I felt it, it's rather the light being of the earth and the group consciousness of the earth calling for a ascension into higher realms as well. So from that cosmological point of view and the calling of earth-like being to evolve as she is already doing towards an earth star, that is happening And of course, astrologically, a lot of gates are opening.
Yes.
A lot of stargates are opening, but the Earth will become one stargate, and we will not depend anymore on the openings of stargates. We will just have consistent downloads of light, and so it will slowly evolve towards that for many people, and for other people that are active on specific timelines that are more divine oriented. They are already in this mindset of being a stargate and being in a constant flow of updates, of downloads of light.
So then how does Venus light technology play into this ascension that's happening? It has a purpose.
Yes, the Venus light technology is designed to realign your soul, and so your soul, your seed of life, and your divine spark, to align you with your original settings. When a soul incarnated in this cosmos, your soul, my soul, and the soul of so many, we have been here for so long, and we have left so many stories, so many incarnations, and on so many planets or stars, and the thing is, we went through so much, in the sense that this cosmos is a cosmos of light, but also of shadow. And the shadow not as in darkness, but because that is the distorted view that many have about shadow. It's not darkness. Shadow is, it enables us to see. My shadow enables me to see myself. Your shadow enables you to see yourself, and it contains seeds of light that still needs to, divine potentials that still need to unfold and to come into the light. So it's just the part of us that we need to unfold. And so from that perspective, the Venus light enlightens all these divine potentials and summons us to unfold them, to enlighten them, and to show creation who we really are. So there is this alignment to our original source codes, our individual soul codes. We all have our own soul codes, and also the universal frequencies of this cosmos. So the main message is, the only thing that we need to do is to fully blossom, we, the earth, the cosmos, and that is the path we need to walk. All other things, except bliss and love and enjoyment, all other things are deviations. So that deviate us from that path, and it has cost us eons, if not millions of years, because this process could have, proceeded in a more fluid way. Well, if we wouldn't got caught up in these time warps or these deviations of distorted shadows.
Well, I guess there's two ways to look at that. One way is to say everything is happening perfectly as it is in its divine plan. So the time, the eons that we took interacting in this third dimension with emotions and feelings and embodiment of incarnations and things like that, perhaps that was just all part of our story. We could have
perhaps
done that.
Perhaps it was really our intention to descend. It's like the totem of the phoenix. We descend and we burn into ashes to rise again in a very potent way. But now it's time,
Yes.
Now it's time to move on and to realign and to see, okay,
so
this is what we're here for.
Yes, ascend to that next level, the next octave, and let's just stay there. We don't need to descend anymore and experience that. No. We've experienced it from all sides. But the other part of that is what I was going to say is that there are forces that are trying to keep us from ascending. And as we were talking about before our interview, currently in our world on planet Earth, we have the threat of potential impending nuclear war. Whether it's going to actually happen, I don't think so personally, but all of those things, regardless of how they show up, as they come from the outside, they seem to stifle us. They seem to keep humans in bondage in the third dimension and fear and other feelings that keep us from growth.
Well, as I said earlier, shadow is the ability to see what wants to be born. But the thing is, when we see what wants to be born, we see what we are not yet. And what we are not yet can be seen as a deficit, something that is insufficient. And so I would say that these forces are beings of light, just as we are, but that don't see themselves as light beings, and they see themselves as beings that are not enough, that don't have enough light, and that they need to take other people's light or stop other people to evolve because they are afraid that they will be left behind. So then there's this whole play of control and power and controlling people and being so that, evolution goes in the way that they would like it to be, but that doesn't work because they are not that powerful, of course. There are also the light forces that are actually on their wavelength. Well, not really on their wavelength, but they are, I would say, battling or neutralizing what they do. So, yeah, you said nuclear wars. You have the light forces with Ashtar and with Sananda who work on those topics so that we stay safe. And the thing is, the Venus light is a different timeline. The Venus light is. I will explain it with a metaphor. It's actually also in my book. It is in the chapter of the Pyramid of Giza, where you drop into the water and you are laying on this calm ocean, and you're looking into the night sky, and it's so blissful, and you feel connected with the cosmos and with life and the pulse of creation. But then also you know that beneath you is a lot of turmoil, and you can see with your inner eye like these beings trying to grab you, but they can't reach you, which means that you can choose now on Earth a certain timeline that is divine and that allows you to move forward with evolution and to not be resonating with these dark forces anymore. And as you evolve towards the timeline, you are not influenced by them either. So on Earth, there are different timelines coming into creation, and people can choose with which they want to resonate, or just switch as they would like to. Yeah.
Wow. So essentially, I've been hearing this from other guests as well. So essentially, we're at like a timeline split. And as we evolve, as we choose to be better people and just learn and just resonate with lights, we will resonate and evolve towards the timeline of heaven on earth and the beautiful united earth. But if we stay in a low frequency, if we stay bound in hate and judgment and materialism and things like that, then we're going to resonate with the timeline that's not going to that place, or may get there eventually, but we'll still have to go through more turmoil before it gets another chance to be in the heaven on earth scenario.
Yeah. If your old biology recognizes still a lot of fear, you will resonate with the timelines that will offer you cleansing for your fear. So you will have the opportunities to meet with certain beings that enable you to evacuate that fear because we have lived through many things. And so, yeah, you drop a timeline, which is also okay. Everyone evolves at their own pace. There is no hurry. There is no competition either, because in my visions, they showed me that when cosmos unfolds, we all leave together at the very same instant. So it really doesn't matter. It's just about, getting there and self-realizing as a group consciousness, as a cosmic group consciousness, which we are.
Yes. Well, I feel like we are mostly moving towards that. There are people that, like you said, those forces, they're programming people to pull the general population towards that negative timeline. But then at the end of the day, those light forces that are out there are going to help humanity move towards its destiny, which is that ascended place, that higher octave. But those forces, again, before we move on from this, though, these forces that are working against that, for some reason, their jealousy, they feel like they need other light. Are they just light beings themselves working multidimensionally through human actors, like working with human people? Or are they just here embodying that now in physical bodies?
Say that again. You're asking me if these darker forces are embodied as human beings. Is that your question?
Yes. Are some of them embodied as that and they're conscious of that, where they know, or are they just working from that dimension where they exist?
I think both. I think they are present on different dimensional levels, and they operate from all these levels as a network, but they also operate from inner earth. I think it was in 2019 that I was working with a friend on the bushfires in Australia, and I was guided towards a place in the central south, which was, it seemed to me like a very dark hole, and as of that moment, I saw that within the earth circuitry, there's really the only word that I could come up with was snakes of hell, hell snakes with black serpents, and they were huge. So what I saw that was they drained the energy of all sacred sites. They nourished themselves with energy of all sacred sites and draining them. So yes, there are dark forces at work, but the core of the earth, which also contains blue sun energy, is activated, and it's going, it's increasing every day in frequency, and it's moving from the earth center through Earth's body towards the crust, and this energy gush is actually allowing many beings within the earth to release their memories that they had of pain, of sufferance, and that they can go. So a lot of inner earth beings are leaving the earth because it's done, and now it's moving also towards the surface of the earth. And so there's now a lot of turmoil, and it will be for a little while, because you have all this interplay between light and dark. And of course, all will become light. There's no question about that. But it's just the interplay that we need to witness, and that, while witnessing them, hopefully a lot of these beings will choose light. And if they won't, well, they can do it in another lifetime too. That's fine too. So in the end, all is well.
Yes, of course, everything will end up in that place. We talk about the dark and the light, but at the end of the day, it's all made out of God. It's all made out of the divine. So it's just, we're just in it. We're just in the mind of God. We're just in this play, living it now in this specific timeline at this time. It's very strange. It's all just really strange to me.
Yes, strange and wonderful at the same time. Yes. To experience, bliss and love and the feeling of being unified and feeling these higher levels of consciousness, because a lot of people are in that state of mind, state of being. Yeah.
Yes, more people are waking up than ever. It's almost like a renaissance of enlightenment right now, with so many people coming into contact with high frequency information and then integrating it, and they're becoming new people. And this is because of the technology. I mean, we're on Zoom. You're in Belgium. I'm in Portland, Oregon. It's like we're in the same room and we're sharing each other's energy and we're having this conversation that's enlightening. Other people are doing that as well. And it's because of the time we're in now. The technology is quickening the process. It's speeding it up in such a way that it's like a snowball rolling down a hill or rolling up a hill into higher dimensions.
Exactly.
It's incredible. So tell me more though about the beings that helped you. So they create, how do they contact you? What are their methods of communication? Is it mental? Is it audible? How would you describe that?
Well, I would say that evolved, in the beginning, there is this whole period of acquaintance and calibrating each other's energy and learning to work with each other, understanding, each other's language, and where it was never really mental. It has always been very an embodied experience.
So you feel it, you could say, like there's a feeling of information aligning with your soul essence, and there's the communication there, an interface.
Yes, it's literally just coming in, it's literally coming in and it's working through me, and so that is the way that I like to work, because it seems to me that it provides a pure transmission, clean and pure transmission. So they can be in terms of sound, words, images, just in knowing.
And why do they feel that it's important for this technology to get out now, to be available now?
We have our own aura, we have our own sphere of light, our toroid, but so does cosmos have a toroid and this universe, and there is too much chaos between all toroids present in this cosmos. So there is a sense of harmonic resonance necessary, and harmonic unification, and that is why they find it very important to evolve from all these different frequencies into one frequency, into one bandwidth, into one etheric fabric resonating at one frequency. That is what they want. They want us to feel whole and complete, and they want us to embody our light. They want us to unfold all our divine potential and to really show creation who we are, to manifest our golden diamond heart, and our heart as a stargate, and also to remember who we are. And because as we spoke a lot about darkness and shadows, there has been a lot of manipulation on different levels, and people started doubting themselves, and also between incarnations, people decided as a soul for next incarnations to not have certain gifts, divine gifts at their disposal, because they were afraid that they would be abused again or manipulated again or used. So people or souls deliberately shut down certain gifts. But that time has now passed. So it's really time to open all vaults again and to embody the whole of who we are, because that is what creation wants. Not to be cautious and afraid, but just to show our light. Be there, be full in, be present.
Because that is our destiny, and that's our full potential. I mean, that is the human experience. that is what we're capable of. That is a human fully activated is what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yes, true. And actually, and how they showed me is that creation as our mother or our father, they created us and their image. And as we unfold and as we completely blossom, we become a fractal of their essence in our own unique way. We are universal, and that's why the Venus light honors all universal source codes. But we are also unique. And that uniqueness, when we unfold all of our unique essence and we show it, when we go home, then creation sees also who she really is. Cosmos light beings only waiting for us to show her who we really are, because and then she can see her shadow and then she is fully enlightened. So we are all one.
Yes, because like you said earlier, the evolution happens in every dimension. It's continuing to happen. So that is part of the evolutionary process of creation itself.
Yes, true. That's true. And the beautiful thing about all that I was, honored to experience and that people will experience when they will be doing the Venus light is that it provides a framework that allows you to always stay updated with all evolution. Not that you do it, and then that's it. And then, you need to redo something to stay tuned. No, it will evolve with you as the codes are in there. And that's how creation works. There's no dependency, we are autonomous and sovereign beings of light, and we just move along with creation as creation.
So you're saying that the Venus light technology not only cleanses you and gets you back to that source code, it also recalibrates you and then even updates you as the process itself is evolving?
Yes, it does. When the codes are in therein, and for this lifetime, for future lifetime, future incarnations here on Earth or on our planet, when the codes are in therein, and that's the beauty, that it is a remembering and you won't forget. And it keeps you indeed updated, because that's the cosmic law of creation, to keep evolving, because there is a beginning and an end, and the end is to meet the beginning and to unfold and to start a new beginning.
Yes, I mean, life itself is expansion. I mean, you look at the universe, it's expansion. Everything is expanding and evolving. The actual rhythm, the foundation of all creation is movement forward and evolution. It's really powerful to think about.
Yes, expansion and blooming, everything that is within this cosmos, that it blooms so that there is nothing left to unfold, and that is that is also a sort of expansion indeed.
Yes, and it's beautiful. And other people, other races, other species out in the universe have done this already, and they are assisting us. Would you say that is accurate?
I think that is accurate, yes.
So tell me about that. What are your thoughts about that? Who is assisting us? How are they assisting us? Not the light beings, but actual civilizations out in the universe.
Well, when I was channeling the light tablet, the enlightenment codes for cosmic ascension, I was introduced to the Council of Eight.
Yes, I remember from the book.
Yeah. And so the Council of Eight is like a huge council of so many constellations, and they are all supporting us, and they are doing it directly, but they are also doing this through cosmic moon grid, sun grid, and funneling down downloads to us. So I think that there is a huge desire of cosmos to connect with all her children. We are her children, and these beings of light help us in staying connected with our mother, so that we can hear her and evolve with her. So to answer your question, which beings, I cannot name a certain number.
All of them.
There's so many.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
All in their own way, because they all have unique gifts, unique talents, and a unique purpose. But the main purpose is the ascension of our cosmos. And people say, "Oh yeah, ascension of our cosmos. I'm already happy, when I feel happy, or when I can ascend." But it actually it goes hand in hand, because once you have this bandwidth, you move into frequencies that are so high that you won't fall back.
Yes, yeah. It'll be a permanent correction once we evolve past that, and as other civilizations have throughout the universe.
Yes.
You can do an exercise if you just go out at night when it's very dark and just realize that you're standing on this very small piece of matter, this ground, out in infinite space. And the only thing that really gives us the illusion of a sky is the way sunlight interacts with gases in our atmosphere to give us this blue sky and these clouds. Otherwise, we're just naked in the vastness of space.
Yes, we are lights, connecting with the light of the earth and all light.
Yes, and that is the universal consciousness. As we evolve, that's what we will tap into. We're very bound. We have an earth-based consciousness as humans right now. And we are from the earth, especially materially. We're from the earth, and we have a relationship with Gaia, but we are these universal beings. We're also meant to be part of a family of civilizations in the universe. It's really incredible to think about. Is that what you feel, that the next level of consciousness is that universal consciousness where we can tap into a universal understanding?
Yes, the cosmos consists of many universes, and so what I'm tapping into is more a cosmic consciousness, a consciousness of wholeness, and that gathers all universes, all distinct universes that all vibrate at their own frequency, but that probably we have our own soul extensions. Soul extensions, I explained this in my book. These are fractals of our own soul that are present in these universes, and so bringing them all back here to our core soul, and becoming more one. And then as you are one, you resonate with cosmos as one.
So as we expand, though, do you think if there was ever, let's say, an extraterrestrial visitation, because you talk about interacting with these beings in an ethereal sense, but if they did show up physically where everyone in the world acknowledged it, what would happen to human consciousness at that point? Would that raise us closer to that cosmic consciousness collectively? Or would it scare us to death?
Well, I already encountered UFOs, so it was an astonishing moment. You don't expect it to happen. And I think if we would really meet them in person, it will definitely raise our vibrations to a certain extent, or at least open our views and open our mental framework on who we are and other beings that are planning to live on Earth. So yes, I do think that it will raise our vibration, depending on who we meet. Of course, I think if they are in a physical body, then the vibration is different than an ethereal being, of course, or a liquid being of light. But I think the experience as such, it will always be expansive and illuminating and enlightened.
I think it will help us. I mean, you have had a UFO experience. I've seen dozens in my life. I have pictures of UFOs in Sedona, Arizona that are incredible. And it changes your frequency. When you have these experiences, your frequencies change permanently. But when everyone on Earth has that frequency shift, that could help us, hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think it will happen in our lifetime? Do you think that there'll be some sort of physical contact? Because I know it's happening to people all over the world. There's all kinds of people that have abduction experiences. They have contact experiences. They have psychic connections with extraterrestrials. That's happening, but it's all very small scale, right? It's not like millions of people at once.
I think in the case of abduction, that it is not a very positive experience, and in that case, we don't interact with beings of light that are very, in service to others. I would say that they're more in service to themselves, and I think that once we get into higher frequencies, we will not be subject to any abductions anymore. I have never been subject to any abductions because, I would not want to, because it's not a very loving experience. It's also not very honoring for the for your sense of sovereignty. So how to answer that question? I think that as the Earth raises vibration, the Earth will be visited by beings that share that same vibration. And that,
yes,
the Earth will shift resonance and attract beings of light that are in service to others, and that we will feel safe with, and that we can indeed raise our vibration, because you cannot raise your vibration while you're abducted. It's only not a very positive experience, or other experiences that are beyond your own sovereign will.
So that's part of the ascension experience. You're saying as we ascend, we're going to then raise our vibration and attract those beings that are on that frequency.
Yes, and those beings are pure beings of light in service to others, and they are so respectful of your own free will and your own, and they only want you to be a sovereign being of light, because they want you to work and co-create with creation. They don't want you to do something for their own proper gain.
Interesting. Yeah. So they're here. It's going to be amazing when we're part of that family. It's probably going to happen in our grandchildren's lifetime. Not our children, probably our grandchildren, where they will be interacting with beings from other solar systems, from other planets. In the news now, they keep talking about Earth-like planets that they're finding with these, yes. and which means they already know about it, which means they've already sent probes. If they're just telling us now, they've already sent the probes to determine that that's accurate. So we're going to be taking a quantum leap in growth as a human species if we can get past where we're at now, which I totally think we will. It seems like it's all there for us to have our genesis and leave the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's true. I think that, when you said, when will that happen? I think that at a certain time, and it won't be very long, that we are able to jump in and out of timelines, to move like a stargate, to be on Earth and at the same time be on other planets or stars, or be consciously present in other councils on other levels. So, while we are waiting for light beings to visit us, maybe we will be much more flexible in our own transportation method, as our heart is a target, and it does allow us to, travel at the speed of light.
Yes. And even at the speed of thought, like really faster than light. And this is what a lot of shamanic cultures talk about. When they go into deep meditation, they most likely activate that stargate in their heart, and they travel the cosmos. They talk about traveling to other planets, interacting with these beings, and they come back and they're just like this villager in Peru, very, very humble. And it's just incredible. So that is part of our future as well. It's hard to wrap our head around as humans. You astound me with your knowledge, because you're helping to bring that into now and make it happen just by talking about it, because your level is so advanced. Every time I talk to you, all I ever feel like is such a advanced experience, because it's high frequency information that it's just very hard to grasp. It's kind of hard to kind of really wrap our three-dimensional heads around. But you do a great job of really communicating it and bringing it into now. But it's just very incredible that we could do what we think we're going, or where we're going, and where we're actually going is a far different place. It's more than we can possibly imagine.
Yeah. When I was working with the light beings for the light tablet, for the enlightenment code, and also for the Venus light, what they reminded me was that, and they repeated it so often, that the earth is a place where we can attain full ascension, full cosmic ascension. We don't need to go to other divine verses or move anywhere else to evolve. We can do everything from earth. As soon as we have the cosmic bandwidth, we can attain a full ascension wherever we are. So, moving. There are a lot of people that I hear that they talk about ascending because they would like to leave Earth. But the thing is, we have had a lot of negative experiences, in the sense that we, during all the centuries, our over-under game here on Earth, we have not been honored so much, and we did not honor ourselves in the end anymore either. But once we can leave that behind and shift to another mindset or another heart set, or whatever you could call it, we can see that the earth is a target, our heart is a target, and wherever we are, whatever celestial being we communicate, we are on that timeline, we can get full ascension wherever we are, because we just tap into the energies, and the energies are everywhere because they are within our heart. We carry creation in our heart, so we don't need to go anywhere, and we can do it here from earth. So at a certain moment, the cosmic Buddha introduced himself, the energy of the Bodhisattva, and there is a lot of talking in history about the Bodhisattvas are beings that, would decide their own evolution out of compassion to assist others. But that was not how it has been communicated to me. Bodhisattva has a certain loyalty from heart to heart to attain a certain evolution, together with Earth, a Bodhisattva, and the cosmic Buddha. They go together side by side, and they do an ascension path. But being together side by side doesn't mean that a Bodhisattva or a light being can attain its own unique frequency of wholeness, where the beginning and the end meet, just the base frequency of completion. Even if another light being doesn't attain completion, you can attain it. And that has nothing to do with where you are or with a certain situation. It's just, as a sovereign being, you can attain it if you want to.
Well, I think that is the purpose of the human experience, is to attain that. And as we grow and as we ascend into those higher bandwidth, that's going to be far more clear to us.
Yes.
But do you think it's possible that we're not native to this planet, that perhaps we were seeded here?
Native?
Like perhaps
I don't know.
we started our genesis, our original human experience was maybe on Mars or a different planet, and then we were brought here.
I think we have lived on so many planets and stars. You know, we entered this cosmos through the membrane, and then we moved through the branches, and the stem and the branches, and our core divine spark nestled somewhere in this cosmos, and from there it fractalized in all dimensional layers. And so, you as a soul are present in so many places. Yes, on Earth right now, and you have probably lived so many lives on Earth, but in between incarnations, we've been on so many other planets. So there is an affinity with certain celestial bodies, but in the end, we are just cosmic.
Right. But did we start here? Do you feel like the human? Did we start on Earth?
As a human being, as in this architecture of this body.
Yes.
In this vehicle, okay.
Did this vehicle start on Earth?
This vehicle was not created on Earth. It was created in other constellations more related to Orion. And from there, the architecture was built, and then it was seeded on Earth. But I think there are also other planets where similar bodies exist. I don't think it's only here. Of course, I never really, took the time to tap into that. So, but if I follow my images and what they're showing me right now, there are more places where there are beings with similar bodies. Maybe not completely the same. They must be adapted to their spatial temporal environment, but similar. Yeah.
Wow. That's going to be incredible when we finally interact with those beings that are out there, when we're able to communicate. It's going to be such a landmark in our development.
Yeah, I do think that if there are places where they have similar vessels, then it is within this segment of the cosmos. It will not be in other segments because there's a completely different frequency. So that would not work. Yeah.
So different segments of the cosmos are kind of bound in different frequency ranges. And
exactly.
The beings that are working with you are assigned to our segment. Am I understanding that? No, they're all.
No, they're not. They're cosmic. They have all codes of all segments. They are whole, and they embody wholeness. And
okay,
that is also what cosmic ascension is about. You don't just align to a certain segment because then you limit yourself. You attain a ceiling. You expand your bandwidth to the whole cosmos in itself.
Wow, but there is certain beings that are helping us in this segment. Like we are here in this segment. Yes. And you're saying if there's other humanoid type beings out there, they're going to be kind of in this segment of the cosmos because that's where the humanoid frequency range exists.
That's where the frequency range exists for this type of vessel to abide. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. It's so much advanced information. I keep getting back to that. It's so incredible. You really have to think. You really have to expand your awareness to process that information because it's so high frequency.
Yeah. A lot of this information also came through via the Merkaba teachings and also the Venus light. So it comes from a lot of communication with divine beings because, as you ask me these questions, they just show me the images. So I just transcribe and insert.
Yes, I love when I'm with a guest like yourself who's so light oriented, you feel that presence, that third person is here with us. Whatever that is, you feel that presence of the light, the information guiding us in our conversation, because it does get out. We have listeners in 145 countries. Thousands of listeners every week tune in to get this information from us right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
It's very powerful. So I do want to clarify for people, though, that the Venus light technology isn't coming from the planet Venus.
No, it's not.
So could you clarify that for people a little bit?
Yeah, the Venus light beings of light are cosmic beings of light. They are creational beings of light. They guide all souls, all divine sparks into this cosmos, and they are the caretakers of souls and cosmos itself.
But not from Venus.
No, they're not specifically from Venus. Venus is in our solar system and within this universe and within this segment. So, Venus is the planet. Venus is a fractal within the entire cosmos. But the Venus light beings are more cosmic beings of light. They embody their cosmic nature.
Right, but
we are all cosmic beings, of course, but they manifest that essence.
So, but the Venus concept then is the Venus light. It's the type of light, the type of energy, the codes that they're transcribing. Is that correct? Or how would you describe that?
Yeah, the Venus light technology, it's really about harmonic resonance. It's about being one. It's about aligning to oneness, aligning your soul to your unique soul code, remembering who you really are in essence and embodying that, just not remembering only, truly embodying that, living that vibration, letting go of old stories, old biology, and truly embodying your frequencies, aligning to universal source code frequencies. Our cosmos has unique frequencies, unique cosmic laws. And, one needs to know them and embody them to navigate this cosmos. You need to have a map, like a star map.
Wow. I'm just trying to process everything that you've been telling me. It's so beautiful. There's so much information. And really, it's a message of hope.
I think that they call themselves Venus light beings, to answer your question, because it's about love.
Yes.
It's about love for creation.
Okay. There we go. That's what I was trying to understand. Yes. And also hope, right? It's showing us that there is a road to ascension. There's a pathway.
Yeah, we carry it in our heart. We just need to remember and embody it again.
Wow. Okay. So guess what, people? You can be a part of this. You can be a part of Venus light technology. Sabrina is teaching. She's teaching you how to attune and learn about Venus light technology. And she has enrollment that's happening starting October 18th. Now you can find this at enlightenmentcodes.com. And there's a tab there for Venus light technology, and it tells you all about what this is. And she's launching this. This is a new form of information. This is new information that's coming to us from the beings that she's working with. And you can be a part of this. So tell us about this, Sabrina.
Technology is a program where we work with the sphere of light of each being, and where we realign and recode the sphere of light of each human being to its original source code. So we do a reset to the original bandwidth, and it enables also to let go a lot of old biology. So it's a program of several months where there are a lot of activations, and doing also a lot of integrational group sessions and also private sessions, because the integrational part is very important, and I'm very committed to guide people with me into ascension. So there's also one-to-one work, group work, and of course the activations that people can do at home and online. And once the codes are in, they're in. It's very important.
Oh, this is beautiful.
It won't forget when in your vessel. Yeah.
So you go to the websites and the classes, the actual program starts on the 25th, but you can register on the website on the 18th, which is in a little over 4 days. And then you could just have time to have like a Q&A, like question and answer session with Sabrina while you're waiting for the program to start.
Yeah, I'm opening the 18th and also to allow people to just get acquainted with me and ask questions and to really feel if this program is for them, if they're ready, if this is what their soul is asking for. Because, once you enroll, you really engage to be fully in and to embody your divine light again. So that's quite a big thing. And so taking this time to attune also and to get to answer to questions, just to make sure that we are on the same bandwidth. Yeah.
Yes, which is so important, right? We want all the frequencies to match. We want everybody to be in the highest frequencies, actually. But that's the thing. So you have that Q&A. You have time to take questions, talk about this, because as you're hearing this podcast, you're probably very interested in what Sabrina is saying. Every time I talk to Sabrina, the last time, this time, my head is just like full of just this high frequency knowledge. I just feel like I gained so much. So you'll have the ability to communicate with Sabrina. You can go there and then you just put in your name, your email, and you register, and then she'll get back with you. You could talk about it. You can talk about the program, the courses, the integration, which is such a huge part of it. She's going to walk you through it. So not only do you have the activation and you learn about the Venus Light technology, but she also helps you in a one-on-one way integrate your experience. And each person you do this with, as you do this, we're just one step closer to the united earth, the heaven on earth. It's just one more facet, one more way to grow.
Yeah, exactly. Your united earth, your united light being. It also unites you with your twin flame, being one, all your soul extensions. It's just a complete consolidation of your system.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, I want people to check it out. So go to enlightenmentcodes.com. There's a tab there, Venus-Light-Technology. And you can go there and learn about this more. And don't forget that Sabrina has a book that was so amazing. That's what we covered last time she was on the show. And that book is called Enlightenment Codes for Cosmic Ascension. And you can check that out on Amazon. And she also has her website, SabrinaDiNitto.com, which will take you to the exact same place. So no matter where you come at it, you'll get there. And Sabrina, we've had such a great conversation. I could talk to you for so long about so many different things. We're similar frequency people. We're in the same segments of the bandwidth. And here we are. I just love talking with you. I think you're so amazing. Anytime you're in Oregon, if you ever come to Portland, to America, to Oregon, please come look me up. And before we go, is there anything you'd like to leave our audience with? Is there anything you'd like to tell people about Venus Light technology, or really anything?
Well, I think the Venus Light is going to be a tremendous experience, one of a kind, very high frequency, and it's a quantum leap in our soul's evolution. What's also very good to say is that I think a month ago I started to organize Q&A book reviews. So I'm doing this one book review per quarter. So every 3 months I organize the book review. It's free, so people enroll and we are in a group, and I answer questions regarding to the book, which was a very lovely experience because it enables the book to come alive, to these codes to live also within people. So I just wanted to share that, and then I will have a form on my website. So if people want to subscribe, then they're on a list, and then they will just every quarter receive a date, and then they can, if they want, join, the book Q&A, which is it's informative, but it's also a community.
Yeah,
it's very nice to be with like mind.
That sounds amazing. So you're saying if you register, you'll get an email and you have a live question and answer session about that book we talked about.
Exactly. I'm doing this also via Zoom.
I want to do that. Can I be a part of it?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Thank you, Sabrina. Well, thank you again for being here. I deeply appreciate it. We're going to have you back on, of course. I just get inspired every time you're here.
Well, thank you, Jake, for having me. It was a real pleasure talking with you again.
Thank you, Sabrina. Please hold through the outro music. And everyone, what a great episode. I love having Sabrina on. I love what we're talking about. Please check out the Venus Light technology. It's incredible information. And we'll see you next week. Midnight on Earth.